What's good, Commanders fans? This will be a super, super quick video, guys. Like I told you in the off season, gonna be making a bunch of quick videos, not very long. Every time I say it's gonna be a quick video, it ends up being like 10, 15 minutes. But this one will be super, super quick. Got a super, super busy day today, for sure. So they did make a coaching move. They hired John Madden's grandson. His name is Jesse Madden. He did go to Michigan, so he was there with Mikey Sammer still. Last year, he was on the championship team in 2024 with Mikey Sanders still, JJ McCarthy, a couple other talented guys on the roster. So he probably is familiar with Mikey. So Mikey has a teammate from Michigan there, so that's pretty cool. And then of course just being the grandson of John Madden. I mean, being a grandson of a legend who is the name of the video game is just incredible. I see somebody said, "Will Cliff Kingsbury now have the Ask Madden on his playbook?" You know, just a goofy joke there. But you know, our staff is so strong with Cliff, with Tavita Pritchard, with Brian Johnson, with David Blau now, and Anthony Lynn. Like, we really kept all our guys, or the majority of our guys. So adding this guy, and Dan Quinn talked about how he wanted to develop guys on his coaching staff, and I think he's doing a good job of that. And just winning a bunch of games this year too, and the way that Jaden played this year too, he's gotten a lot of guys recognition, and a lot of guys got interviews. They weren't picked, or they decided to not. You know, Cliff could have went to the Saints if he wanted to, but he decided to turn that job down. But getting back to Jesse Madden, he did play quarterback his freshman year. He played quarterback in high school, and then he transitioned to defensive back. Now, looking at his stats, he only played in one game, and that was in 2021. That was as a quarterback. So I guess, I don't know if the game was a blowout or something like that. He got in, third string walk-on guys or whatever. But I do see some pictures of him wearing number 42. He's 6'2", 298 pounds. So he is a lean guy. He looked pretty, his jersey looked pretty baggy, and he looked pretty lean. Don't want to call him skinny, but he looked pretty skinny in his jersey. And he probably was a player's coach anyway. That's probably what he was for the most part. But, the funny thing is that, John Madden and Joe Gibbs were on the same coaching staff at San Diego State, and under Don Coryell. So there's that connection there. Maybe he can carry some of the Don Coryell offense, like some of those suggestions from that. Whatever offense he learned from his granddad and his dad and whoever from the Madden family, of course, John Madden, he can definitely bring that pedigree to the table. So we'll see what Jesse Madden can bring. How old? He's 24 years old too, super, super young. We've seen a lot of young guys come in and coming out. The Skins organization in previous regime, like we saw all those coaches like Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, and Mike McDonald, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell. Maybe you just never know. Maybe Jesse Madden can work his way up the ranks and be another coach like that. Dan Quinn has a pretty good coaching tree too right now. Like Kyle Shanahan is a part of his coaching tree as well. Raheem Morris. Trying to think who else. I feel like there's some other guys that are under Dan Quinn's coaching tree as well that have done pretty well. Mike McDaniel was on the Falcons staff too, so I guess you could consider him too. He's been through playoffs multiple times, multiple years. So let's see where Jesse Madden is at in the next three years. Let's see where he's at. Same thing with David Blau and other guys like that, young guys who are working their way up in the coaching ranks. So Jesse Madden, man. Shout out to Jesse Madden. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can bring some of that pedigree from his Hall of Fame grandfather that has the name, the Madden name after him. The funny story that I saw that I researched is that John Madden had Joe Gibbs fired when they were at San Diego State because Joe Gibbs refused to give him the plays before a spring game, and Joe Gibbs, his team did a really good job against John Madden's team in the San Diego State spring game. So that's some research I did right there. But moving on, transitioning to the news about T. Higgins. So T. Higgins, that dream is done, guys. That's it. It's over with. Vince Carter, it's over with. Shout out to the dunk contest coach. Mac McClung should have stayed at Georgetown, but it is what it is there. But T. Higgins, it was reported from Jeremy Fowler. Somebody else had it first, though. I want to give that person their credit who said T. Higgins, they franchise tag. They plan to franchise tag him. They plan to franchise tag him. So he is not going to be an option, guys. And it kind of felt that way anyway when Joe Burrow was like he wanted to keep the team around. He wanted to keep Trey Hendrickson. He wanted to keep T. Higgins. He wants to possibly take a pay cut, something like that, where he wants everybody to stay there. And they're franchise tagging him with the intention of signing him. Now, this is the second time they're franchise tagging T. Higgins. They're not going to trade him. People are like, oh, they're going to tag and trade. They're not trading him. They're going to keep him. And he had a great season. I mean, this is why we wanted him here. I mean, he was potentially going to make $30 million per year. I think the franchise tag is actually going to be less than the $30 million, if I'm not mistaken. I got to look that up and do my research for sure. I got the article right here from Jeremy Fowler. But there's other options. I'm not going to say T. Higgins was a pipe dream, but, you had to you had to have a backup plan if you didn't get T. Higgins. So, yeah, the franchise tag, played on a salary of $26.17 million for 2025. Played under the franchise tag of $21.8 million in 2024. And a second tag in this case triggers a 20% increase of the previous payout. So, he's going to be back with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow for another year. We'll see if they make the playoffs or not, but this is the last time they can really tag him. I don't think you can tag him 3 times. I got to look that up too. But, and his mom tweeted out like greedy BASTARDS. That's what she tweeted out because she know that T could make some more money. He was supposed to make $30 million. Like the Patriots were willing to pay him. I don't know how much we were willing to pay him, but he's off the market. So you look at the other free agent wide receivers, Stephon Diggs, I'll pass on him. Keenan Allen, I'll pass on him. Amari Cooper, I do like. Chris Godwin, I do like. Brandon Cooks, I'll pass. DeAndre Johnson, pass. DeAndre Hopkins, possibly. Mike Williams, I'll pass. Robert Woods, I'll pass. Hollywood Brown, possibly the connection with Cliff Kingsbury. There's reports about Christian Kirk possibly being released. He could reunite with Cliff Kingsbury. I might make a separate video about that. Darius Slayton, I'll be okay with them signing him, but I wouldn't be happy with him being our number 2. Nick Westbrook-Akina, wouldn't be happy as him being our number 2, but our number 3, I'll be fine. And other than that, there's really nothing much to really write home about. Elijah Moore's not bad either. And DJ Chark is not awful, but he just hasn't really done much the last couple seasons. So other than that, it's really that Tutu Atwell I'm not very high on. He's like more of a wide receiver, number 3, number 4. But yeah, I mean, you got to make a move for either trading for somebody or going after Chris Godwin and Amari Cooper. Those are the two best wide receivers in my opinion through free agency. Is Amari Cooper and Chris Godwin. I would love to see Chris Godwin on this team. He would definitely help this team out a lot. He's a legit number 2 in this league. You could argue he's a number 1 in the league too. He's a number 1 wide receiver. You could definitely argue that for sure. He's put up numbers to show that he's a number 1, but he's always been next to Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been 1A, Chris Godwin's been 1B, but there's been times where Chris Godwin has gotten just as many targets or many receptions, if not more, in games. Baker Mayfield was giving the ball to Chris Godwin a lot before he got injured. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. One domino falls. You got the draft as well. I know it's picked 29. Maybe Emeka falls that way. Maybe Luther falls that way. Maybe what's the guy from Texas' name, man? I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, man. But I don't want to forget his name, man. What is his name? Matthew Golden. That's his name. He might fall to pick 29. We'll see. He would be a good pick too. Trey Harris from Ole Miss might be a good pick too. We'll see if he's at pick number 29 or maybe in the second round. We'll see. But all right, you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, Health Commanders. Peace.